IVM.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into A Show About Crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM Podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
Welcome all to Big Boss Pan Panapan Pandra. I wish I can say that because at least the people on that show are active and slightly more obnoxious.
Let me cut you there.
People on this podcast,
Let me stop you. They are not active. They are not active at all. Kukudu ko bajana padta hai har subah. People are not waking up. So you can compare it to that. So we could be as good or as bad as Big Boss Pandra. Pan Pandra, sorry.
Pan Pandra. Yes. So that's the show. Hopefully we'll get to host and Iyer get to participate in that show at some point in time.
Iyer will be a wild card.
He's a wild card. That's true. Ayer's also the one who watched all the international matches. So to quickly cover them up, there are a lot of teams played, a lot of goals were scored, a lot of goals were conceded. Some teams went up on the chart, some teams went down. And Maguire silenced all his critics to prove yet again that he is the best striker in the universe. Right?
He's got a personal challenge with Ronaldo, who will score more international points against Angola or Andorra or whoever, the Maldives.
Brilliant. The best way to silence critics by Harry Maguire. That's the title of his book coming up, because now he doesn't have a career at Man United anymore.
I'll tell you what, but Shivram, you're actually giving him praise by saying Angola or Andorra. He scored against the lowest ranked country in the world, San Marino.
Faroe Islands. Oh, San Marino.
They've always been the lowest ranked, and he scored against them. And it was hilarious. First he tried doing this, then I think he wanted to do this, and he didn't know how to put his hands up. So then it just became some sort of mismatch.
No, because this is Bruno's celebration.
I thought you were describing their game against Watford when you said mismatch. But Sapre, you should know this. San Marino's manager hasn't been changed for 4 years now. And they've been constantly losing. What do you think they're doing differently than United?
They're already at the bottom of everything. So we're not too far. United is not too far. That's a tradition we want to have, which brings me to the name of the episode, which is Parampara, which is tradition of United losing against teams that they should lose against teams that should beat them, which is what is happening. And managers are changing, and interim managers are made permanent managers, and now interim managers are made whatever. Parampara. This is what
You're
it is.
Reading like a ticker on a business news channel, like fast. I recommend Mohabbatein, because Parampara is one of the stump of Mohabbatein, and this is basically your love with United. Anushasan is missing. What is the other one? Anushasan, Pratishtha.
Pratishtha is missing.
It's not there only. Can you also just, in the vein of being inclusive, can you explain what each of these words mean to Karthik?
Anushasan means something that you don't have, which is discipline. Parampara is how you've been so far, which is tradition. And Pratishtha is something that the three of us collectively will take another 5 Janam's lives to gain, which is recognition. Recognition, right? No, Pratishtha is not recognition. That is...
If you are listening to this and you know what Pratishtha means, use hashtag Football Shootball and tell us what it actually means.
Yeah, we're not going to get it, so it's okay. So that's that. We don't want to discuss the international break, of course. We want to jump right into the Premier League, which is largely going to be occupied by our thoughts.
Let's keep it above. Let's talk about only the top 5. I think those are the ones that matter.
We can.
Why would you go below that?
We can do that.
Let me quickly check. Arsenal is still in top 5. 1 second. Yeah. Let's stick with top 5 for now. Arsenal are clear off. The 6th position is Wolves. 19 points. Arsenal really far away from them, 20 points.
Yeah, so and had they won the game, they would have been above Liverpool as well, I'm guessing.
They would have been above Liverpool, yeah.
You can't come away from a 4-0 loss and say, had they won the game. It does
if
not
my
work
aunt, what is that saying though?
If my aunt had a bike, if my aunt had wheels, she would have been a bike.
I was going for the non-PC
The
version,
aunt
but let's stick
becoming
with that.
uncle, that
Correct.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think we can say that.
Okay. We're
Awesome,
talking
but
about
what-
football to begin with, I think. Okay.
Yes. Let's take a break. Let's come back after the break and talk about top 5 starting from the 5th team in that league table.
How do you like my lighting? My heavenly lighting?
Excellent lighting. It hides away the ugliness of one side of your face at least, which is good
That is
for
the
us.
other side, the United liking side.
I hear you need lights on both sides. So let's take some cues.
Yeah, I thought it'd be brighter than this. I didn't realize that.
That's what we also thought about this podcast, but here we are. Chalo, keep going.
Yes. So let's talk about the 5th place team, Arsenal, which lost 4-0 to Liverpool after a string of clean sheets. And
It beat
Ramsey-
United's record of 5-0. So that's good. That's going well for us.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Oh, a bad game. I mean, what Arsenal did they even have any chances?
Terrible game. There was no attack to speak of. I think I was listening in, and it was predisposed as a given. Matlab, we were high on all the other middle teams that we've beaten and said, "Ye to abhi dekhte hain. We'll go above you and all." What happens is whenever you talk to like a very optimistic Arsenal fan, they'll say, "Pehla 3 game chhod do, Liverpool ka game chhod do, baki sab dekho kitna points liya." So what they're saying is basically avoid the losses and then whatever we won. They've had a good run. But in the longer scheme of things, you're losing to the bigger teams, right? You've got to Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. So if you're not even drawing with them, let alone winning, I think there's still some ways to go. Arsenal are the youngest side in the league. So I mean, if I can use that as an excuse.
But this was Arteta's fault. The game was going fine. It was boring for 30-35 minutes until he started fighting with Klopp on the sidelines and they started getting
that
into
could have
it.
been a catalyst. Like I
Yeah.
can't disagree. It should have been a catalyst for Arsenal.
No, it turned out the other way. Yeah.
So that is so weird because if you pick a fight, you should know what you're getting into. But clearly we did.
Because until then, I thought the game was just meandering. There was literally nothing happening.
And we could have easily just continued the whole
whole
90
90
minutes.
The entire Liverpool team. Didn't Pep
to be
fight
honest-
with Klopp once when Arteta was his his junior? He got into a fight with
Could
Pep
be.
and Klopp got into a fight.
Let's just assume they did.
Like, मेरा boss क्या
Yeah.
करता? ये करता. So that's what somebody is saying.
What would my boss do?
Yeah. But no, I mean, that was fine. Arsenal. It was. We had enough of our share of goals until then. I think for that 11 p.m. India time kickoff. The previous
That's
matches
true.
were also good. That match, even if it ended 0-0, my feelings won't change. Even the fact
It's amazing
that
that Karthik has watched these games, and that is the most surprising part of
no,
whatever he
I-
just said.
This weekend I did see quite a bit of Saturday.
That-
okay, when I say
That
weekend,
just
Sunday.
goes on to prove even people who are into sports journalism don't give a shit about the latest India series.
India, New Zealand, come on. Where are we? Have we beaten them already 3-0?
Yeah,
We
we
have-
got our
have.
revenge for the World Cup.
Dravid said,
And-
"सब लोग सोएगा जल्दी. Nobody will be up." Test series to prepare. So that happened. I mean, Arsenal expected to lose. But what is this I'm hearing, Shivram, of Pepe? Arsenal want to sell Pepe for some 20-25 million.
If you're
rupees.
only hearing it if you're ready to buy. Like otherwise, don't ask. If
I mean,
you buy him for.
we have a French forward to sell anyways.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's do an exchange and let's see if it works this time. Like how we
We've
did
done
with Welbeck's.
Welbeck's and Van Persie, right? Nobody is at the level of a Van Persie right now. This is like Sylvester and Welbeck.
That is what happened. Galles also we got from Chelsea. We were old age retirement home before.
And he took the number 10 jersey at Arsenal when he came in.
Yeah,
which was
William
so
Galles.
strange.
He was
Yeah.
captain and number 10. Like I don't know what was that. He scored 2 own goals in one game, if I remember correctly. I mean, at least that's better than Luis. The one thing that I've heard off the street, which is basically on Twitter, is apparently the super agents that they were dealing with had a very invested interest in getting Pepe to Arsenal because then he would get a larger cut or something like that, which is why Pepe ended up in Arsenal. Apparently, Pepe wanted to go for a French side to begin with, but didn't end up because it made more financial sense for the agent. That's what I've read. I don't know how far it's true. It seems like it's adding up. But anyway, that's no excuse for not playing well, right? If you're a good player anywhere, right? Like look at Messi. Look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo's played so well in the new league also. Messi has only taken 15 games to score his first one. So, I mean, you can tell the difference about great players, right?
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. We can't use Arsenal and then end it with great. It doesn't match. We'll
Let's
talk
start
about
with
Chelsea.
United, chalo.
No. At the top five. I like your idea. You complain I don't listen to you, right? Now I will change. Now we'll talk about the top 5. We'll talk about Chelsea right now. Considered only 4 goals this season. He started with Alonso in the first half, and we thought, fuck, Chilwell screwed up. And because Chilwell was the only player that Lampard really wanted to get at Chelsea, so we thought, Tommy Tuchel being Tommy Tuchel is screwing his career up. But now he's back, and Alonso's nowhere to be seen. And Azpilicueta, the one that we thought will continue his career beyond Zlatan's age, is also nowhere in sight. Reece James is doing everything that he can. Lukaku isn't there. Havertz, I don't know what he does at Chelsea. But they continue to get points. I mean, they're doing very well. And, Saul, they've bought, who everybody thought, now it's Saul there. There's no chance anybody can do anything. He's not playing. He played one game.
There's no chance Saul is getting into
exactly.
this side. So, but luckily they haven't bought him, so they'll just ship him back to Atletico in Jan or something.
Yeah. But you watched all the games. I'm sure you watched the Chelsea game, right?
Yeah,
I watched the Chelsea game.
Let's say that.
Okay, cool. Chelsea played whom, Karthik?
I'm going to say Leicester.
That is not a bad idea. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. No, because I was watching it on the side, and I remember thinking that Leicester, they just seem so. I think it'd be nice if Brendan Rodgers goes to United. I think Leicester need a change.
Yeah, let's bring some honesty. Let's bring some honesty back in this podcast. The only comment you had in the Chelsea Leicester game is, why is Chelsea wearing that shitty yellow? That was the only comment you made throughout the game. Okay. So,
no, all these comments he's saving it in his head for the podcast. Sapre, you have to remember. You can't just share everything.
Border town guy.
It was a nothing game, right? Like I mean, it's fine. Chelsea they were 3 points on top of the table. They're doing so well. I was surprised that they're that much ahead, because when they won, they went 6 points ahead of everyone else, and then Liverpool and City.
Even Pulisic scored, man.
Yeah.
Even Kante also scored, for that matter.
Kante scored a very good goal.
Very good goal.
Very good. I mean, that has happened once in 3 years. It happens every now and then. You remember John Reese used to score all of these left, right, and centre. Right? That was consistency.
That's why this for me was more about Leicester and how they really don't look like a side that it can compete for Europe as well. Forget.
Sorry, on Reese's video, on Reese's best goals is a 3-minute video. Reese's career is also a 3-minute video. If you go on YouTube.
3 minutes is great for viewership. You increase viewership. It's the trick. You ask Karthik. Karthik does multimedia. Karthik, tell him. Attention spans are decreasing. People have already left this podcast 5 minutes ago, and this has been 6 minutes into the podcast.
Because we're talking about Chelsea. Chelsea is doing good. Their Champions League, nothing. I think Juventus is on top. These guys are with 9 points. The only match they lost was against Juventus, Chelsea. So
can we spend a second on how good the fullbacks are, and how Tuchel said, we don't need midfielders. Like, we have fullbacks. Like, if you've ever played fantasy, and if you don't have one at least of the Chelsea fullbacks, you are obviously not going anywhere. Karthik has Chilwell even before Chilwell knew he was in the team. So he's just continued the entire season. Reece James and Chilwell have scored, I think, between them 200 points in the last 5, 6, 7 games. So that's a hell lot of points for fullbacks to get so regularly. And then there's Havertz on the other end. Like, anyone with a anyone who's normal would expect him to fire. But he's just, he makes sure
especially without Lukaku and Werner. Like, he's going to play almost every game. And
and then you thought, he maybe with Lukaku coming back, he might get a little more space on the left, but I don't see that happening.
I think given what Tuchel is doing, resting a bunch of players at the beginning and then not playing them in the second, I think Ziyech will come back now. He's played a couple of good matches.
Yeah, but he's apparently upset that he's not getting enough game time and he wants to leave Chelsea.
Is he upset that he's not playing well?
All these ex-Ajax players have a problem with not getting enough game time. As one of United also.
A problem Ajax ka hai. But he was a slow scorer, man.
Too much there in Ajax. They play unnecessarily. They want to play football and all that. What is this?
Yeah. What's the point? There's the J in the name, not even pronouncing it. Waste of time. Terrible team.
So Ziyech wants to move. Yeah. Chelsea will sell him for some 5 million. They don't care about money anyway. I'm sure you were saying to spend money on Kepa down the drain, Drinkwater down the drain, Werner, Havertz almost down the drain. They don't care. Right?
Yeah, they do, but they're still doing so well. Like, you have to be at that level where you don't get questioned, right? Like, who in the right mind wants to talk about Pepe? Right? No one. But the fact that Arsenal spent 80 million after like a really long time and then they had him and, started him, didn't do anything, is why we're talking about them. Chelsea has 8 of Pepe's. But they're still leading the table, which is what matters. Then it doesn't matter what you spent on.
Shivram, can you send some of that sun to Bangalore? It's completely engulfed you now from your left, I think. No,
Yeah,
don't
you-
apologize. Seriously, we need it.
Yeah.
The max temperature here is like 18 or something.
Are you bragging?
No, I'm not. Now it's a little irritating now. It's been nice and cold. Bangalore weather has been fine.
I
but
thought you
want
were
some
coming to
sun.
Bombay.
Oh, I didn't take my flight yesterday. Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's talk about that. What happened?
It's called missing it.
I just thought I'll stay one more week.
Oh, so basically pushed it. You didn't
Yeah.
miss it.
No, I didn't miss my flight. There's no story behind it. I just
Acha,
decided
oh.
to stay back another week.
That
So-
makes sense. Fair enough.
So you're like Gareth Bale. I'll stay a little while.
अरे यहाँ पे golf अच्छा चलता है मजा आता है.
So, okay, now this is shocking, but then Gareth Bale Sapre has not played for Real Madrid since August. I didn't know this.
Oh, he's sitting there.
Yeah, he's still there, and he played the first
Yeah.
2 games, I think, and then
There are some companies that hire people they're on the payroll, but not to work in office, but to play
It's
some
called
sports,
benched.
etc. Not benched, like to
Oh,
play
this is
like
Kota.
sponsors.
Yeah. Bombay में
Like
होता है काफी.
Dhoni is a policeman. He doesn't sit in the police station like register में line
okay.
बनाता है. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
do all of that.
Harbhajan Singh was also something, na?
Everybody
He was
is
also
something.
police.
Police.
Ah, they
the
get
great Kali is, that much I know. He's
So he at least he deserves to be.
Vishnu,
in
I
police.
love the fact that you think we can fix the race, but I can't control the sun, man. I can
So
try
if you're listening to this on Spotify or wherever, the sun has, I think, that looks nice now. But the sun has come completely over Shivram because I think it's setting in Pune at this point. Is there a time difference?
Different time zone, yeah.
Yeah.
हम पुणे से आया इधर.
Okay, but now, Sapre, I know you're trying to avoid it, but the main story was Ole quitting. I have just one thing to say. Did you all read
Wait,
this?
quitting is nice.
Okay, getting fired, finally.
Hey,
I-
mutually decided to step down.
Part ways.
Usually decided that
Part
Ole
ways.
will open the door and go out.
And
Nice.
they didn't even let him go out. They made him sit there, do an interview, then they sent him out.
What a precedent is set. I've never seen this happen before. Usually there are photos of the person leaving the complex. This time he's sitting there, hey, it was so nice.
Because
It's like a
he's
lifetime achievement award he got.
No, because he's a
What a
club
loser.
legend. He's a club legend. He'll still be back at the stadium and still
He's
the
a
canteen
member
and-
for sure. You can enter.
Arre,
he'll
so
get- he
you
doesn't
do
have to
this
pay
for
the-
every season ticket holder or what? No, na?
He's not a season ticket holder. He was the
I don't know what is
person
it.
in some ways responsible for a lot of people getting season
I
tickets.
mean,
at
he was
United,
watching
so.
the games before. He'll watch the game now. What's the difference between him and a season ticket holder? He was just doing
But
this. this,
but
and
now we
this.
can say now we can give expert advice, right?
Will he sit behind the Sardars or like further back?
Sardar will hit him definitely. Nowhere around us, no Sardar will sit. VIP
Oh my
box.
God. No, but tell us,
Yeah.
how do you feel that United is such a deep hole? They had, Ronaldo, one of the greatest players ever to live in our generation, in the squad. Such a great homecoming year. He's led you to a lot of victories. He's saved you from a lot of blushes, but couldn't save Ole's job somehow. Like Watford seems to be.
And his Instagram posts, and I only read the last 2 lines. I'm sorry for nitpicking, but it says, "Good luck, my friend. You deserve it." And that sounded like, what did Solskjaer do to deserve? Like this just sounded off. I don't know if it was
Hey,
lost
the
in translation. or-
Maybe he meant it in Portuguese.
Google Translate.
He was
So
possibly
you don't
saying in
use Google
Portuguese, saying
Translate,
better late than never or something like that.
And before we let Sapre speak, just one more quirk about this entire thing, Shivram, that United now have Michael Carrick as an interim manager until they find one more interim manager until the summer where they will find a permanent manager.
My God, now United have burnt their hands so many times, they'll end up at Moyes only at the end of this.
The wonderful thing is they were looking for Ed Woodward's replacement as well. Now he's delayed. He is outgoing because now he wants to, finally set things in place, which he's never been able to. Which is why he said, "Abhi nahi ho raha hai, mere ko jana hai." But he's decided to stay back as well for a while at least.
Till the end of the
what-
season, I think that's the.
As of
Where
now,
does
that's
United
what
go
they've been
from
doing.
now? Like, what happens? Like, are they supposed to get an interim manager bounce on the weekend against Chelsea or midweek? I don't know.
No, they'll have an interim manager, but they will get somebody. From what I've been reading, Pochettino could be made available before January.
What a
Yeah,
joke.
because he's got nothing to do at PSG, honestly. I mean, there's with Messi and Neymar, and with Mbappe moving on, they need to buy somebody really good. I don't think it's in Poch's control to really manage the situation there. Things are moving around him. He just told things last minute anyway at that club. So he's looking to move on. He can come to United. He's got a decent fan following amongst the fans for what he did at Spurs. I mean, if he can
What about
do it at
Nuno's in
Spurs,
the
he can do
market?
it at United. No, so
Nuno
interim
also
manager.
did it at Spurs. Nuno also did it at
He
Spurs.
didn't do it at Spurs.
What did Pochettino do at Spurs? Remind me.
Champions League final.
Final is now a trophy.
For Spurs to go to Champions League final is a big achievement.
So basically, you're saying if United go to Champions League
With
final,
the kind
that's
of
all you
money,
need.
with the kind of money that Spurs gave him to spend with the squad that he built, and in whatever that he achieved was good. Consistent Champions League football is something that he gave the club. United have at least more money. You are not going to get a Klopp or
It's good to know your
Tuchel.
ambitions. It's good to know United's ambitions, considering they
We are
consider
very-
themselves the greatest club.
We are
alive.
extremely
So good to know that
ambitious.
Champions League final is a goal. Good to know.
We are extremely, extremely ambitious. I'm sure we'll reach the Champions League final this season also because we have the Champions League goat.
Aren't you playing young boys again or something? Be careful what you say.
That was one Jesse Lingard mistake. No, anyway, so we're not going to get a Klopp or a Guardiola or I think a Luis Enrique is leaving Spain to come. So there is no like tier 1 manager
Why do you
left
want
who
Luis
can come.
Enrique? He's a Barcelona has-been. Don't go for Barcelona has-beens. They don't do anything for first 15 games and then you have to deal with their ego.
Maybe.
Koeman is out, no? Koeman is also available.
Sure.
You like Dutch managers.
I like Dutch managers. Then there's Eric Handtag, who nobody knew or cared about till.
Handtag, no, Eric Ten Hag.
Handtag. I just said nobody cared about. How does it
What is
matter?
he saying?
10 Hag.
The latest Olympic
Handtag.
sport. Hand tag. Brought to you by Eric.
Handtag sounds better than 10 Hag. What is 10 Hag?
Ten
Ten
Hag.
Hag.
10 Hag doesn't make any sense. Hand tag. We'll call him hand. Hand tag is got a ring to it. Hand tag. We'll call him hand tag. Eric hand
Manager का
tag.
नाम पता नहीं है. They're scoping him.
But
No,
it's
no.
obvious that this is happening, right? Pochettino leaves PSG, comes to United. Zidane takes his place at
Zidane goes
PSG.
to PSG.
Why can't Zidane come to United?
He hates England apparently, and his wife too. He as a
He
player.
he hates England and his wife. That will be a hard life.
His wife shares the same feelings.
Ronaldo's Instagram post.
I hate England and my wife.
Yeah. So, no, I think Ole did what he could. And you spoke about Ronaldo. I am of the opinion, and I said this on the podcast, Ronaldo should not come to United. They just got pressurized by Sir
And
Alex.
after Ronaldo came, you also said United will win the title this season.
Yeah.
Irrespective, I'll say now also with Carrick as the interim manager, I'll still believe, right?
He is interim of interim. There has to be another word for it. Like, you can't be interim. You're interim for the interim.
Yeah. It has to be interim square.
In interim.
Oh, this club is a joke, man, right now.
This club is a joke. This club has been a joke for a while. This club will continue to be a joke for a while. Till Guardiola and Klopp retire from these two clubs, United are continuing to be a joke and a burden on everybody else. Sorry, what?
And Arteta also. No?
Sorry, what? No?
You couldn't wait. We're playing you in 2 weeks or something. We'll see what you hear, what you don't hear.
No, but you just said...
Saka will run through Maguire's legs, and then Maguire will be standing there. I can't see her, I can't see. Gandhi ji ka one bandar hi mein come.
No, we are genuinely concerned about the game against Arsenal. It's not even like a thing of pride. Both like mid-table teams right now, but it's still like...
Wait, who do you call mid-table? 20 ka half is 10, which is you, not 5. We are 1/4 table.
1/4 table, okay. So that's enough about United. We'll see what happens with the new manager. I think a few players will move on. Pogba, I'm sure, is going to move on or will be asked to move on. Lingard is going to go to whatever West Ham shit that he's been doing.
He put up a photo recently in a West Ham jersey celebrating a goal.
Oh, wow.
That is dissent. That cannot
should
be
get a
done.
yellow card the next time he comes.
But that's the only goal he scored at Vicarage Road, right? That's where Watford play. That's the only goal.
Right.
So, I mean,
You should know, man. You just went there.
I was so... With all those tears, we couldn't read the name. No, but I think Lingard hasn't scored in the United jersey. Unfortunately, he was in a West Ham jersey when he scored.
You didn't play him. Is why he didn't score. He was in a hot streak. With anyone who plays FPL knows this for a fact. Last year, you had to have Lingard.
Oh, I had him. I know, right?
Well, exactly. So he didn't score because he didn't play. Even the whole season he didn't play. He came on in the last minute and scored or something like that, right? He got an assist or a goal or something.
Yeah.
My God, you undermining
We'll see. Now Carrick will play him. Now. In interim manager will play him. We'll see what happens.
Only, I think.
We'll see. They have a match against Villarreal, which if they win, they'll definitely go in the knockouts. If they lose, then Young Boys have a chance to beat United and then embarrass United again in the Champions League. So that's enough about United. That's just because we don't know what's going to happen with the team. Apart from the fact that they're going to lose a bunch of matches till the end of the season. That's the only thing that we know. But enough of that. City, I don't know. I think they're quietly doing their own shit like every year. And suddenly they end up winning the title, which is what's happening right now as well.
They're not really winning the title. They're pretty behind Chelsea.
3-horse race, right? This time 3-horse race.
Yeah. I mean, West Ham is 23 points, which is 2 points off Liverpool.
But I think they kind of messed up this. They've lost to Wolves, yeah? One.
Oh, yeah, they lost to Wolves, yeah.
Wolves have creeped up to 6th, yeah. I thought they were doing, I don't know whether they were doing well or badly, but they seem to go under the radar. But Bruno Lage seems to have done a...
They do. Have you watched them play? People sleep off, so they forget about it.
Yeah.
They're like, Wolves are like... play better, otherwise Nuno is going to come back to this club. Let's continue to perform.
Yeah. And they've dropped Adama Traore, who's probably their most interesting player, but the results are coming. But it's not really exciting to watch Wolverhampton.
Jimenez scoring from outside the box and all, like one goal goes in, then they just hold it. So that's the length of their football.
Yeah, but good on them, because last year they seem to be going a little... It's going well this time around. Once again,
I think after Nuno leaves, it seems to do better because even Leeds lost to Spurs.
Okay, but
Leeds have been losing to almost every
club, and Spurs celebrated like they won some, I don't know, free McDonald's or something like that.
Anything that will fit in their trophy cabinet, they'll take.
Why do they put up videos of the post-match scenes and all? Like, why? It's
winning mentality. Winning mentality. Celebrate every little. Yeah. Celebrate every little achievement.
This Sapre gets in his office when he sales things. He tells his team. All his manager culture is showing up now.
But that's Conte. I mean, Conte will win 1-0 against Arsenal and then again stand on the chairs and do something.
We already beat them 3-1. We're good with them. We don't care about Tottenham and all.
We'll see. But I hope
United is below Tottenham also. So I mean, think of who you're putting above Arsenal.
Yeah, okay, but then this Conte has come in. He's banned fizzy drinks, which I understand. That should have always been banned in
any sport. That didn't help Kane in any way.
Yeah. He's banned pizza, fine. But why has he banned sauce? Is it because he doesn't want you to have the items that you probably
bring the sauce on the field? No, that didn't fly.
I don't get banning sauce. Like, okay, is he trying to say that don't have the items that you need to have with sauce, like a chip and a dip? Is that what it is?
Could be, I don't know. But banning things never helps. I mean, ask Luke Shaw, right? Like, he saw, after that one meal that they all shared with Ronaldo, and he ate some 3 peas and 1 sip of water. It hasn't helped anyone since. They're all going back to apple crumble pie.
It's interesting. If had Conte been managing an Indian club and he would have banned sauce, he just doesn't realize that tomato ketchup in this country is had with so many things, including poha and biscuits and shit. So you can just ban tomato
poha, ketchup. Biscuits because ketchup.
Not I.
Like I've seen people with Monaco biscuit. If you're thinking biscuit, don't think sweet.
Don't give him a save. Parle-G.
Save also they put. Yeah.
So I know this person, okay, who makes their chai, and it's not me because I respect my tea, but who takes their chai, takes, chivda mixture, puts it on top inside the chai and drinks it then. I found
Name and shame.
No, I can't. But I'm squirming. Like, who
must
does
be
that?
It's like conflict with chai patti.
Imagine indoor, they put save on everything anyway. So.
Yeah. Something like that.
This has more save than De Gea's career.
Ouch.
Still making fun of him on a weekend after when he saved 2 penalties, not 1.
That is true.
Yeah, and then he came out and said everyone else is embarrassing on this team. His interview was the best.
He screams and all that. He bangs shit and like, "Main to kar raha apna kaam, tum kyun nahi karte ho?" Like that attitude he has.
One day you could see that now he's a senior. He's a leader.
He's one interview away from just publicly shaming Harry Maguire. One interview away. If you hear him over the past few matches. This time he said we just can't defend. That's what he said. The earlier one he said we need to do more with the ball. He cries there also. Certainly. He cries.
That's why he keeps sipping water to hydrate.
He sees,
Keep the tears coming.
He sees a team sheet and starts crying. So that's when it's.
I'm playing again.
Yeah, Maguire again. So he's glad Maguire's not going to play for a few matches. One, which is second. No, he's not
Chelsea have
so one match.
Chelsea have appealed his red card. They want him to come. They're waiting to hear back. If there's most likely going to be yes. Let Maguire.
Nice.
Oh God.
No, not
see.
my
Okay.
time.
Enough of sadness because of United. Let's move on to the sadness that FPL has caused a lot of people, including me. Veteran Shivram Parmeshwaran.
Yeah, veteran because I played it for very long. Veteran doesn't mean I played well. Okay, so let's just get that out.
Yeah, sure.
I got 57 points, which is bang average, which says a lot about me.
You got 53.
57. How much did you get? Sapre, get it out.
That's bad, man. I got better than you. I got 55.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you in the table, Sapre? In the Football Shootball League? I'm 99, so you're anyway 10, like 3 digits.
No, not very far. It's just like 19.5. Yeah, not very far.
No. How far are you from?
I think he means 195th.
Oh my God, you're 195. You're like 100 people away from me, which is the minimum distance I should keep from you. Karthik.
Yeah.
Where are you, man?
I'm still ahead of Sapre. I'm 181.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
My IQ.
Considering the millions, relax. The millions this runs into this league. On that note, if you want to join the Football Shootball League, all you need to do is go to fantasy.premierleague.com, type in 3HDRUY. That's 3HDRUY. Sign up to Football Shootball. You can come play with us. The top 5 in this league, actually, not much has changed. Tangled up in blue, Ishan Ganguly, 847 points. Fantastic points total, man. How do you get that? Number 2, Sapre's favorite team is the reason it's number 2. Varan Bhat, Siddharth Bane, 845 points. Number 3, Suicide Squad stays as is, 835 points. Number 4, Junkies FC, Kshitij Pangal, 835 points. And number 5 is Roy's 11, Saurabh Roy, 830 points. Number 6, Karthik Jagtap, friend of the podcast, Tiki Taka, has fallen out of the top 5, much like United. But yeah, very, very close at the top. Now that football has well and truly returned, I think there are some 40 games, 4 game weeks in 40 days, something like that. Like a lot of game weeks, basically, coming soon. What I would recommend in the short term is to get rid of Havertz if you haven't already. I just did. So, I mean, I'm also learning on the go. My shout is for Jota, because I should have got him before the game. But I said at Arsenal, maybe he won't score. But then I was wrong, as usual. He scored. So get Jota. I mean, it's really hard to stop Liverpool from scoring at this moment in time. They also have a good... They also have what is relatively a good run. Right now, it's Liverpool also. They'll continue winning. Liverpool play Southampton, who haven't been playing well. Then they play Everton, who've been conceding. Wolves, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, Leeds, Leicester, before they play Chelsea in game week 21, which is on the 1st of Jan. So there's a lot of time to go between now and then. So I think you would at least need Alexander-Arnold, Salah, and maybe Jota. Firmino is also out for the foreseeable future. So that's basically 7 game weeks in the next 40 days. Yeah, 7-8 game weeks in the next 40 days.
Bad.
Yeah, it's going to be so much football. It's lovely. There's also midweek, right, with Champions League. But before that, my other shout is for Spurs, which is, not typical. But Spurs have a wonderful run.
Is that why you just said my other shout and not shout out? You just said I will fucking yell at these guys.
Sorry, Spurs. I would absolutely shout at them. Yes, thank you, Karthik. Burnley, Brentford, Norwich, Brighton, Leicester before they play Liverpool on the 18th of December.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they have a spectacular run, but they also haven't been firing. Kane and Son have blanked for the 4th consecutive game week, and they don't come cheap, right? They're 12.2 million and 10.5 million each. So it's not cheap, but if there was a time to get Spurs, I would say now is the time. Reguilon scored over the weekend. Hoshibon scored. So I'm hoping they are creating chances. I didn't watch the game, but my guess is that would be a good shot. City will continue to be City, but who will you pick? Right? Sterling scored. Who would have guessed that? I think you should just pick Cancelo and just play it safe. Cancelo is more attacking than some of the Chelsea forwards. Other than the fact that Reece James at some point in time was playing number 10, Chilwell was assisting him. So I don't know. I mean, that is Havertz's problem. We know he goes missing. But yeah, those three would be my shout out. But I'm guessing
on the Spurs part, you were saying about whether, again, the first half there was no shot. They were booed off in the first half of their game against Leeds, and then it took, I think,
by
Antonio Conte going mad.
They booed off by Conte
in the second half. So maybe just hold on before getting in Spurs' place to see a little bit more.
My contention is, you get before the bandwagon gets to him. Like Kane has been a proven striker. Midweek, the two internationals he played, he scored a hat-trick in at least one of them, and he scored a bunch of goals. So what I would say is you would want to get ahead of that. But, I mean, if you look at the last 3 game weeks, Harry Kane has done nothing. So it's not like anything changed over the weekend, even after the games. But I think he might be a differential. I mean, that is mind-boggling, right? A premium being a differential. But I think he might just be the differential you need between now and then. Sapre, what are your thoughts? Anyone we should avoid from United or all of them?
Yeah, all of them, man.
All of them? No other shouts? Leicester also have a good run, by the way. They play Watford, then Southampton, Aston Villa, and Newcastle before they play Tottenham. So they have a good run.
I think it's a good time to get rid of Antonio. And probably if you don't have Tony, get Tony. And Tony's got a good run of fixtures as well.
Tony I had for the whole year. He just scored. So I don't think there's ever a good time to get Tony. And I dropped Tony and I got Watkins. Watkins scored. So Watkins might be a good shot.
Scored, yeah.
Under
Gerrard. Under Steven Gerrard. Oh,
yeah. Manager bounce. Crystal Palace, they play Man City, Leicester, Liverpool, Norwich, Burnley. So they might be, like, you can bench him. He's not that expensive and you can keep switching between your fullbacks. But might be a good shout in the longer run. He did score. I mean, lovely goal. He's playing on the left because Ings is playing in the middle. But Ings, I think, eventually got taken off, and then Watkins had a lovely goal before Mings also scored. Ings, Mings, and Watkins.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it for it. Yeah.
This is usually the period where City, and I think Sapre had a point where he said that City could win the title. This is the period where they win it. Season after season, I think we've seen, except that 1 year with Liverpool or the couple of years with Liverpool, this is where, when the jam-packed fixture list comes out, they start winning all their games until December and into the new year. And this is where they then build up that 6-8 point lead. I would say
they have a 4-squad depth.
I would say, you're right. I mean, I don't know which City player to put in there, but it's a team at least to really watch out for, because this is always, whenever they won the league title, this is where they go.
They dispatched everything like it wasn't anything.
Pep Guardiola does his magic in this part of the season.
A very good run of fixtures. They've got West Ham, Villa, Watford. Watford is a difficult, of course, opponent.
Liverpool and United.
Then Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, Brentford.
Listen, you can name every team in the Premier League and it would probably be...
Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
You could even put Arsenal in there and you'd expect them
There is Arsenal. Yeah. Game week 21 is Arsenal, and then they have Chelsea.
I would just
happy to be.
Maybe a Cancelo. Maybe someone like
absolutely.
him.
Yeah, Cancelo. Yeah. You get clean sheet points and assist points and goal points, right? So why not? Worst case, then City are the least likely to concede. So that just gives it that much more bonus.
Yeah. Okay, we're done with FPL.
I've been done with FPL for a while now.
Yeah, it seems to have upset
because I have to make so many changes to my team, and I still don't have Trent. I still don't have Chilwell. The only Chelsea defender I had was Azpilicueta, which then I had to bench him and then take him out. I just got Salah like a couple of game weeks ago. Ronaldo was my captain last game week. So I have like a lot of changes. So by game week 27, I'll be somewhere ready to kind of
who's the United captain?
United captain. Why would you want to know?
No, I'm just wondering if it's Ronaldo or someone else.
No, it's Maguire.
It's Maguire? Not the club captain, like the captain who leads people on the team and, forces them to do better and pushes them to achieve more. Who is that person?
Bruno.
It's Maguire only. Okay. No, Karthik had a lovely stat. Let's go back to United for a second. Karthik had a lovely stat about the fact that, Bruno has the least number of shots on target. Karthik, was that it?
Yeah, he has no shots over the last 2 months.
No shots.
That's
competing with Kane.
I don't know what fucking Bangalore Times are you reading. He's got shots. He's not scored.
He's got shots. This is the Champions League final.
He had a shot against Watford, which went over the bar. So
That's
he's
What
had
did I say? Shots on target
On
is what
target.
No,
counts.
but on target also he's had. He's had off target and he's had on target. He's not
But the
scoring. He's not
example you gave was off target. So you have to give
Yeah.
him on target
On
example.
target example.
on target
Yeah.
also. He's had shots.
ऐसा
had-
बोला वो वाला मारा था इधर गोलकीपर ने सेव किया था. Make
ऐसा
something up for us.
ऐसा मारा था पता है उसने वो गोलकीपर ने ऐसा किया था.
But
See,
this
this way,
is,
ESPN
is
FC
not
have put it out on
contribute.
social media. Now you are trying to counter them, but you have to
Yeah.
counter them with
are you
something.
saying they're fake news?
She have put it on Twitter. I don't have to counter things on Twitter with facts. What is wrong with you? That's not how Twitter works. I think you got the attitude
sorry.
very wrong.
I thought you were in the pursuit of truth.
Yes. On Twitter, no, not at all. No, but,
But
he's
let's talk about the fact that United haven't gotten any penalties. And I read somewhere that, Rashford and who's the other quick one? Marshall used to get, make those runs into the box, and that's why they would clip themselves.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
Rashford
they would get a
hasn't-
penalty.
Rashford hasn't played for a while. He's training again to clip himself.
Is that the only reason why you're not getting penalties, or
And
something
then
else?
Ronaldo, nobody trusts anymore. So every time he falls, the referee is like, no, I'm not going to go under this pressure of no, नहीं करेगा. मैं तो देखता भी नहीं हूँ Ronaldo की तरफ. Just goes away. So no penalties, and Bruno is not being allowed to go into the box because of Cristiano's presence there. That is what has ruined his game. Also, Ronaldo to United should have never happened. End of story.
Wow, what a prophecy you made, yeah?
Shouldn't have happened. Anyhow, we'll move into the break. But we spoke about
Eddie Howe.
City.
Eddie Howe was at Newcastle.
Eddie Howe is down with COVID. Him and Greenwood down with COVID. Hope they feel better soon. We spoke on Man City. I don't know. What is this news about Aguero? They said he might retire from football, or is it some... what
He's
is it?
done with waiting for Messi. He thought Messi will eventually come back. He's not. He's like, fuck it, I don't need this. There's already enough heartache in my life. One more.
Yeah. It could be the end. That's at least that's what we're hearing. That-
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, a little
Very
bit, but
anticlimactic.
I mean, the past decade, you would put him as one of the top 5 strikers in the
Easily.
2010s. Yeah. So I
Easily.
think it's when Aguero goes, it'll be fine. I mean, maybe he just doesn't, he can't medically, and maybe it's too much effort to try and get himself back on the field. So it's fair play to him.
Don't think his current manager will shed any tears when he knows that Aguero is moving on, like Pep did.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen. I think Aguero's I think we'll always remember Aguero for the Aguero goal against QPR, where they relegated QPR and they got themselves the title. And watching Alex Ferguson's face will always be gold. So I think let's just stick with that memory.
We'll do that. We'll take a break. We'll talk about his current club and what they are heading into this game week. So they have one ex-Barcelona washed-out player called Xavi, who won some.
Washed out. He was
Oh.
recently, his last job was at this high-profile. Karthik, where was it? Tell me.
Al Sadd?
Really,
Al Sadd.
yeah, really high-profile. Everyone, tell Karthik. Karthik, tell us what all they won.
Lottery
Well,
won.
I do not know about Al Sadd, but yeah, Xavi won a lottery. Lucky win of a lottery hosted by the Qatar government. Okay,
Lovely,
So-
lovely. I love this kind of places, man, where they get you to win a lottery.
No, it's for tax purposes.
Oh,
Through lottery.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of
That
sense.
happened. So
Do you
he-
have to pay
he's-
tax on lottery? You have to, no?
Depends which country you are in and who's giving you.
Okay, fair. Hey, did you know Qatar when the World Cup happens, drinking won't be, because the country is obviously not going to allow, it's an Islamic nation, they won't allow drinking on the streets and all. They have designated things, and they don't call it they don't have an alcohol menu, they have an enhanced menu,
Okay.
which means it has alcohol. Very weird. Like, I know both of you were planning to go, but quick call out that it might not be what you expect it to be.
Okay, Karthik, I'll miss you there, man.
But enhanced sounds cool. It's like one of these superhero.
It's one of those emails you get from unknown people. Pills to enhance, anyway.
That's it. So let's just move back to Barcelona. Xavi's back on the derby one. I think Memphis scored the goal. But I think goal is a goal. You don't tell a Manchester United fan that a penalty is not of any value. All right. So goal is a goal. Anyway, but this is the crucial fixture that they're getting into, a must-win fixture for them against Benfica, who they lost 3-0 in the second match of the group stages. They're playing them again. They play Bayern Munich in the last game. So I don't know. I read reports.
Is it a must win?
Yeah, they're going to get Dembele back, is what I heard.
From
So
the hospital? Like they'll stretcher him onto the field.
I think he's in the hospital. He's in like home care.
What is home care? He's a hospice.
I think the hospital said you can't keep bringing him back. Yeah, I think
It's a frequent. He has a frequent liar password.
It's okay, but you have to bring him back before 4.
Yeah.
Check out is early.
So
he's
right. Yeah, but he's right about Barcelona, surprise, because you're assuming that they're going to lose to Bayern in their last game. So
am I the only one?
I think a lot. No. When I say you, I mean everyone. And if they beat Benfica, then they're pretty much through. So it's both must win and they can qualify with a game to spare, which sounds pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, but it'll be fun to watch them try and score against Benfica. Benfica are a good squad, right?
They lost 3-0 the last time, but this is now new manager bounce. Xavi is there. So we'll see.
So like, what are his, how
do you guys
his
remember
priorities changed?
Adel Tarap, he plays at Benfica.
He still plays. Wow.
Tarap Fulham.
He's in the squad, yeah.
He was at QPR as well.
He was at QPR as well, yeah. Adel Tarap, he was a lovely player, yeah.
Did he walk away from a match?
Walk away?
Yeah, like mid-match, he just went home or something. He just left the stadium. Wasn't it him?
That I don't know. He was at Fulham, I know. Maybe then he walked away. Adel Tarap was also at Fulham, right?
Yeah, he was for a very brief, I think.
He was at Milan, I remember, Fulham, and then QPR or something. Some other.
Milan as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Adel Tarap was a good player. He's going to score, now you see. But he's been very old. Let me check how old is he. He'll be very old. He's been here 32 years. Oh my God, he's not that old. He's like my age.
Oh, wow.
His long career, he can still come back to Fulham, which is what is making a year happy.
No. You're talking about Fulham like it's some lowly club. We are running right in the championship.
I know.
I forgot what is our Champions League, but
right place, right time.
Mitrovic is taking his form to the international arena as well, knocking out Portugal to the playoffs and Serbia getting direct qualification to the World Cup.
But so he's representing Fulham for Serbia.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. He's traveling on his Fulham passport.
He scored the goal that
he did. Ronaldo was really sad that he has to play one more game to go to the World Cup.
Two. So the playoffs are different this time and pretty interesting. It's not home and away. It's a one-leg direct knockout. So even
Portugal can get knocked out. Yeah.
So Italy and Portugal are there in those among the bigger sides.
Oh my God.
Wales, Sweden. So Zlatan, Ronaldo, they're all there.
How does England get this San Marino every time? Every year
seriously, San Marino and Andorra and like.
They are not Europe now anymore. Maybe that's why.
You are saying they're not considered European elite. Is that what you're saying? Maybe that's.
I don't think they're European or elite. Is what I'm saying. They're out of the EU.
That's true. Cool. Awesome. Good matches to watch. United playing Villarreal. I will watch. I will let you know how sad I am during the match and after.
No, I think it's 11 p.m. game, so it's a good time for everyone.
So you can cry to sleep. It'll just
no, but Big Boss. But Big Boss. Okay, so I'll have to figure out life how.
You can watch on Voot, the home of the stars. Oh no, that was UTV Stars. So no.
What, United Villarreal on Voot?
No. I'm saying on Voot you can watch Big Boss.
Okay.
More people will watch Big Boss episode tonight than they will watch Villarreal anywhere.
Absolutely.
United.
Absolutely.
Let's just be clear about that.
So that's that. I think who else is playing? I think it doesn't matter. The relevant team.
Why do you have to guess? Just look at the fixtures.
No, I think I'm sure Juventus, Chelsea might be playing, but it's irrelevant for them.
It's fine. We can discuss this when they get knocked out or something.
When they get knocked out or something. Lovely, lovely weekend to look forward to. Any good match on the weekend, Shivram? That we
lots of good matches, which I will pull up in a second. Arsenal will kick off their amazing weekend.
My
with a match against lowly Newcastle.
So tell me one thing. This Arsenal, simply because this Arsenal are not in Europe anymore. So every weekend now they give them the first game that is there, either Friday night or Saturday evening.
They should do Friday night, I think. So it brings in the cup, like the games early, and then you don't have to do 5 games at 7:30. It's the worst. I can't decide which one to watch. So I end up watching the worst games, and because all the other goals happen in the other games. That's the worst. Arsenal start off with Newcastle because they're, nice.
But it's a terrible game week, man. Terrible game
week.
Chelsea United.
That's the only one
that's
game.
what I was coming to. Can you let me get there?
Sorry.
I was saying Liverpool are playing their feeding club, Southampton. And then Tottenham will lose to Burnley. My shout out, actually my FPL shout out is Wood. Chris Wood will score a hat-trick against Tottenham. You heard it here first. Leicester will lose to the mighty Watford. Sapre will agree.
Tough one,
City
tough
play West
one.
Ham. And Chelsea
Oh,
play
that should be
United.
nice. City West Ham. That's what.
City West Ham will be good. Yeah, Moyes
First against
versus
fourth.
First
Yeah.
against fourth. Lovely game. Yeah, and Chelsea United. Second against what? 15th.
No, so sorry. Chelsea are first. So that's first against
against fifth.
Yeah.
9th. 10th.
Yeah,
round off.
fifth is you, Shivram. So don't
Seventh.
take solution away. That
Seventh.
easily. Yeah.
7.
How are you 7th? Wolves is 6th and Tottenham is 7th.
You know what?
7.
Anytime a club sacks a manager, I feel they should be docked points. I think that will
Absolutely.
make it a lot
Yeah,
more
why are you
fun.
changing in the middle? Correct.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be allowed to. You started with him, so you continue with him for the rest of the year.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
we
be
would have won. We could have beat them 4 times in the same game.
मैं लिखता हूँ अभी,
I think
लिखता हूँ.
FIFA should hire us along Mr. Wenger because he's making some new rules and all. Now he
New
should get
rules.
us also.
He's like
on-
cheerleaders and all. Now, what is the latest rule he's come up with? He does all this. He's making it the IPL of EPL. Put cheerleaders. It's a one announcer to be there. It's a dhamaka goal by Ronaldo. So because India audiences are big, right? So dedicated.
But before Dhamaka goal se yaad aaya, one line that I always remember from Hindi commentary is goal par prahar kiya, which was from Novi Kapadia, sadly passed away, veteran journalist. I didn't hear a lot of him. We covered a lot of Indian football, which I did watch a lot of growing up. But as I grew up, and I think all of us made a lot of fun of him, of the way he spoke and covering it, and he came up, gave some interviews saying whatever. But I think a loss when I read the tributes from a lot of people. I think
what we loved was he embraced that entire the historian, the geeky side of him, and the fact that he wants to, as a teenager we were all cynics. We'll see him on screen and maybe, but then nobody has had more knowledge of.
We
Indian
didn't know
football.
better. Let's just say that.
And the Indian football than him, and he was actually when he came on Sony after I guess we also grew up in 2014, 2018, the World Cups. He was a delight to listen to, and say him sitting next to Sunil Chhetri, Baichung Bhutia, I think he was pretty much right up there in terms of importance to Indian football. He wasn't a player at the highest level in his own right, but as a historian, and as a statistician, as a commentator, one of the very important roles that he fulfilled. Absolutely brilliant. He had a tough end to his life, and I think from what a lot of friends of his that I've been in touch with, in a way, maybe he's hopefully in a better place at this moment in time, because he passed away alone in Delhi. Not a lot of family around him, but I think his contribution to football in this country is going to be remembered for ages, man. For ages. He was a Delhi University professor, so plenty of students are there to carry his legacy forward.
Chalo, he's authored some books, so maybe we can pick one up and see what he was all about. Until next week, when we come back with Champions League and more stupid matches and silly faces of Iyer and Shivram. Till then, bye.
So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle. If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and GSapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at iRant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys. Hey everybody, it's been a great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, author Shrabani Basu joins Cyrus. They discuss her latest book, The Mystery of the Parsi Lawyer, Arthur Conan Doyle, George Idalji, and The Case of the Foreigner in the English Village. We have another new show launching this week, Wars and Warriors, narrated by Air Vice Marshal Arjun Subramaniam. We're launching this podcast to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the India-Pakistan War of 1971. The podcast is on wars and conflicts in the history of independent India. Tune in to hear some of the fiercest battle that our men and women at the borders have had to brave through. On Smarter with Sid, Siddharth shares the concepts of top-down camp and bottom-up camp. These are different approaches to incorporate changes in one's lifestyle. On Tere Mere Raste, Keshav takes us to the nursery of temples, Aihole and Patatakal, the spiritual and religious center of the erstwhile Chalukya Empire. And on Marathi Kirkitun, Dr. Rajiv and Manik Deshmukh, Dr. Preeti Pottar, they discuss her contribution to audio-visual media. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, do check out our various YouTube channels. You can catch them on IVM Podcast/YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week: Cred, Bank of Baroda, Quota, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Play Coffee, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much for making this possible.
A wise man once said, traveling, it makes you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller.
Well, listen to such travel stories and experiences exploring India on the Musafir Stories with us, Saif and Faiza.
Catch us on the IVM website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.